Shalom, my friends. Today, I'm going to reveal the secret to becoming truly rich. Not just wealthy on paper, not just comfortable, but truly rich in a way that brings lasting fulfillment, deep satisfaction, and genuine happiness. By the end of this video, you'll understand the difference between being wealthy and being truly rich, and you'll know exactly how to achieve both. Drop a comment below. What does being truly rich mean to you? Is it having a certain amount of money? Is it having freedom? Is it having peace of mind? Let me know what true richness looks like in your life. I'm on a mission to reach 50,000 subscribers so I can spread timeless wisdom about wealth, faith, and legacy to even more people. If you believe this wisdom should be shared, hit that subscribe button and join this growing community of modern thinkers and future millionaires. And if you want to go deeper, become a channel member. You'll get exclusive content, early access to videos, inner circle teachings, and direct access to strategies I don't share publicly. Click the join button below. Now, let me ask you a question. Why does money make the world go round? If you type into Google, "the world revolves around," the first result that comes up is money. But why? Why is money so central to human existence? Here's the truth that most people miss. Money itself is not the goal. Money is a tool. Money is a vehicle. Money is a means to an end. And if you don't understand what that end is, you'll spend your whole life chasing money and never finding satisfaction. Let me explain. Animals don't need money. A lion doesn't go to work. A bird doesn't have a bank account. They just go outside, find food, and eat. But humans? We have to go through schooling, training, apprenticeship. We have to get a job. We have to make money. And then, finally, we can sit down to a meal. Why is it set up this way? It seems cruel and unusual punishment, doesn't it? We have more noble things to do. Our food should be available more easily so that we can be free to pursue higher purposes. And yet, we have to spend most of our lives just preparing for the job that will make us the money, that will buy us the food, that will keep us from starving. It's crazy. So, why such a complicated system? Here's the answer, and this is the key to understanding true richness. Money is not about survival. Money is about connection. Money is about interaction. Money is about relationships. God designed the world this way so that we would have to interact with each other, so that we would meet people we otherwise wouldn't meet, so that we would come out of our caves and feel mutually dependent on each other. Money creates a more human existence. If you had your food outside, if you could just climb a tree and eat, you wouldn't be human the way you're meant to be. You would be isolated. You would be alone. You would be disconnected. But because you have to work, because you have to make money, because you have to engage in commerce, you meet people. You deal with buyers, sellers, customers, employers, employees. You're exposed to different perspectives, different struggles, different opportunities. And through these interactions, you learn, you grow, you give, you receive. You make the world a better place. This is the secret to becoming truly rich. It's not about how much money you make. It's about who you meet. It's about who you're dealing with. It's about where money takes you. It's about what good comes from your interactions. Instead of asking, "How much money am I making?" ask, "Who am I meeting? What am I learning? What am I giving? What human interaction is making the world a better place? Now, let me connect this to the Torah, because this principle is rooted in the story of Adam and Eve. When Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge, God said to Adam, "By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food." This sounds like a curse. It sounds like punishment. Get a job, work hard, struggle. But it's not a curse. It's a hidden blessing. It's God saying, you can't just be yourself anymore. You can't just pick fruit off a tree and live in isolation. Now you have to interact with other people. You'll give, you'll take, you'll receive, you'll help each other. You'll be part of a community. You'll be part of something bigger than yourself. This is the purpose of money. Not to accumulate, not to hoard, but to connect, to interact, to contribute. In the Talmud there is a teaching. Who is rich? The one who is content with his lot. But this is often misunderstood. People think it means be satisfied with what you have. Don't strive for more. Accept your poverty. That's not what it means. If you're content, you don't get rich. You sit home. You don't take action. You don't grow. So what does it mean? It means this. Among rich people, who is handling their wealth well? Who is truly rich, not just wealthy? The one who is content with their life, not with their money. If you're content with your money, you're not going to make any more. That's not the nature of wealthy people. Wealthy people are never satisfied with their money. They always want more. They always strive for higher. But truly rich people are content with their life. They're not constantly comparing themselves to others. They're not jealous of someone else's success. They're not thinking, if only I had what they have, then I'd be happy. They're content with who they are, where they are, and what they're doing. They're at peace with their life. And that contentment allows them to enjoy their wealth without being enslaved by it. Let me give you an example. There are people who win the lottery and their life is ruined. Seriously, this is a common event. They suddenly have millions of dollars and within a few years they're divorced, depressed, and broke. Why? Because the money changed their life, but it didn't change them. Suddenly their wife is not good enough. Their children are annoying. Their car is too old-fashioned. Their house is too small. Even their community is not for you. Their whole life has to be exchanged. Why? Because they have money, and that money is killing them. It's destroying them. This is the danger of wealth. Money will give you comfort. Money will give you options. Money will give you freedom. But money will not give you happiness. And if you depend on money for happiness, you're headed for depression. If not you, then your kids. So here's the precautionary warning. You can get a lot of comfort from money. Your life is easier, more comfortable, broader. You have a bigger vision. But money is not meant to produce happiness. Money will not give you satisfaction. It feels good to be able to make money. You come in with a big wad of cash, you feel great. But it's not happiness. It's not fulfillment. It's not peace. So what is the secret to being truly rich? It's this. See yourself as a needed creature, not a needy creature. Let me explain. There are two ways to exist in the world. You can exist as a needy creature, or you can exist as a needed creature. A needy creature is someone who is always demanding, always taking, always consuming. Give me food, give me drink, give me shelter, give me comfort, give me more. This is existence. This is survival. This is taking up space. But a needed creature is someone who is giving, contributing, making a difference. Who needs me? What can I give? How can I help? What effect does my existence make on the world around me? This is life. This is purpose. This is meaning. The fundamental difference is this. Existence is demanding and needy. Life is giving and needed. And here's the key. We can't function as needy creatures. We have to see ourselves as needed creatures. This changes everything. The depression is gone. The anxiety is gone. The comparison is gone. Because you're not focused on what you're getting. You're focused on what you're giving. In the Torah, there is a principle. Charity will save the donor from death. Why? Because giving charity means giving away your life. Imagine you have only $1 left and you give it away. What are you giving away? Your life, your survival. So in return, you deserve to receive life. If you give life, you get life. Now, this is not always that dramatic. It's not always your last dollar. But every dollar could be your last dollar. And what do you invest in making that dollar? Your whole life. You wake up, you go to work, you train, you hustle. It's your whole life. So when you give that dollar away, you're giving away a piece of your life. And in return, God gives you life. This is the secret to true richness. It's not about how much you have, it's about how much you give. It's not about what you're accumulating, it's about what you're contributing. Now, let me give you some practical strategies for becoming truly rich. Strategy number 1. Follow where the money takes you, not the money. Money itself. Being wealthy or being poor has only one significant consequence. You're going to meet different people. If you're rich, you meet a certain kind of people. If you're poor, you meet a different kind of people. So your wealth or your poverty takes you where you can do the most good in God's plan. If you're poor, it's because you need to deal with people who live in that circle, in that universe. If you're rich, it's because you need to be affecting people who are in that stratosphere. So always look beyond the dollar. Follow where the money takes you. Notice what's going on in your life. You went to make money, but you end up accomplishing something much more significant. Somebody you're dealing with doesn't look so happy today. You ask them, what's the matter? They've got a serious problem. You suggest something. You help them. You encourage them. You put them in a better frame of mind. You could have saved a life right there. This is true richness. It's not the money. It's the impact. It's the difference you make. Strategy number 2. Never be jealous of someone else's life. Your life is never wrong for you. It's the only one you have, so don't knock it. If it's your life, live it. It's yours. It's not like your life took a wrong turn and all of a sudden you're not where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. The rich man didn't take your life away. He's got his life. You've got yours. Look past the dollars. What does your life consist of? Which people do you interact with? What issues do you handle? They're different. This is where you belong. If you were rich, God wouldn't need you there, so it's not going to happen that way. But you can go from one to the other. Rich people become poor, and poor people become rich. That means you fulfilled your function and purpose in this field. Now you're being moved. You change careers. You change professions. You meet different people. When God decides to move you, He'll move you. But never be jealous of someone else's life. Strategy number 3. Work smarter, not harder. There's a misconception that if you work day and night, if you sacrifice everything, if you put in endless hours, you'll become rich. That's not how it works. You don't become rich by working harder. You become rich by creating a bigger vessel to receive blessings. Let me explain. If you have a small store, you might make $100,000 a year. If you want to make $500,000, you need to open a bigger store. If you want to make $1 million, you need to open a chain of stores. But you don't spend more hours trying to force more blessings into the same small store. It has reached its capacity. You need to enlarge the vessel. This is a Torah principle. On Purim, if you extend your hand for charity, there's a commandment to give. But if you don't stick your hand out, you expect people to force money into your pocket? At the very least, you've got to put your hand out. Show that you're ready to receive. By opening a bigger store, you're saying, I'm ready to take on bigger responsibility, bigger income. But if you don't want that, if you just want to sit and wait for your uncle to die and inherit his money, that's not the way God wants it to be. Strategy number 4. Understand that making a living is a miracle. On Rosh Hashanah every year, God decides how much money you're going to make that year. It's written. There's nothing you can do to change it. So worrying is not going to help. Staying up all night is not going to help. Putting in extra hours is not going to make a difference. You might work on Saturday and come home with a couple $1,000s of profit. You think, see, I made more money by working on Shabbat. But that's not called making money. If the next day you get sued for $10,000, there goes all your money. Making money doesn't mean it's in the cash register. The question is, where does it go from the cash register? To doctor bills? To lawsuits? To losses? By the end of the year, you will have exactly the amount of money that was decreed on Rosh Hashanah. So why put in effort during the year? Because making a living is a miracle. It's an act of God. It's divine intervention. But we're not supposed to rely on miracles. We have to live an earthly life and allow the miracles. There's a story about a man caught in a flood. A truck came by to rescue him. He said, "No, God will save me." The water rose. A boat came by. He said, "No, God will save me." He ended up on his roof. A helicopter came by. He said, "No, God will save me." He drowned. He came to heaven and said to God, "I trusted you. Why didn't you help me?" God said, "I sent you a truck. I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter." God wants nature to function as nature, not to be ignored. But miracles come into nature because nature alone can't exist. So if you want to be richer, there is something you have to do. Create a vessel that can hold the blessing you're looking for. But don't kill yourself trying to force blessings. Work smarter, enlarge the vessel, and trust that God will fill it. Strategy number 5. Give away what you didn't earn. Great people in the past, the people we've always looked up to as role models, any money that came to them undeserved, they gave it away immediately. This is not really mine because I didn't earn it. If they found money, they gave it away. They wanted to live off what they earned and deserved. Why? Because an honest day's work is what brings happiness, not the money that comes from it. If you make more money than you feel you deserve, you're going to be thrilled, but you're going to be miserable. It doesn't give the contentment that life is supposed to give. So here's my challenge to you. Stop chasing money and start chasing purpose. Stop asking, how much am I making? And start asking, who am I meeting? What am I giving? What difference am I making? See yourself as a needed creature, not a needy creature. Follow where the money takes you, not the money itself. Create bigger vessels to receive bigger blessings. And give generously, because giving is what makes you truly rich. Remember the words from the Talmud. Who is rich? The one who is content with his lot. Not content with his money, but content with his life, content with his purpose, content with his impact. When you achieve that contentment, when you find that peace, when you make that shift from needy to needed, you will be truly rich, not just wealthy, not just comfortable, but truly rich in a way that brings lasting fulfillment, deep satisfaction, and genuine happiness. Shalom, and may you be blessed with the wisdom to see money as a tool, not a goal, the purpose to use your wealth to make a difference, and the contentment to enjoy your life, while always striving for higher.